All right. Test.
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 It's currently doing well. That's probably going to get knocked off of its perch easily by Taylor Swift is the Exorcist sequel. So this
Looks
is the...
good.
Yeah, I'm interested in this. It's a direct sequel to the Exorcist in the 70s. So it's
Yeah.
like they kind of, I think they bypassed the second and the third one there. So this is like a direct sequel here, which is fine. So
Well,
the
no.
Exorcist believer.
The third wasn't the third Exorcist movie was like written and directed by the actual guy who wrote the book, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that correct?
I am not sure.
I mean,
We mentioned this recently. That is worth a watch. Like I said, because
like,
the original
and
priest.
he always considered it to be the actual sequel to the first one because it was him. Let me double check. Keep going.
Okay.
So anyway, Taylor Swift's movie comes out tomorrow. Let's talk a little more on that.
That's right. That's right. So anyways, The Exorcist Believer is a sequel to the original. Whether the first or third, we'll look that up. We'll figure that out later. But the original storyline, how about that? It made opening weekend globally 45.1 million. I'm not sure where it's at now, but that's a week ago, so it seems to be doing pretty well. And no surprise to it, because it's Halloween time and everything else. But obviously, the movie itself, it's a sequel. It's two girls being possessed by demons. Obviously the first one, that's what it was based on. Was it the devil? Some people think it was the devil. It wasn't the devil. It was a particular demon. Pazuzu was the original demon. Anyways. But like I said, it's a similar concept, possession. There's been other possession movies out there recently with the Pope, Exorcism with Russell Crowe and different things. So I don't know. So just horror movies in general. And I mentioned I did watch Smile, and that was creepy. That was a little bit different. I mean, I do admit that was something a little bit more unique. But to me, anyway, it seems like a lot of current horror movies are sort of there's nothing that's super fresh as far as new ideas of horror. I guess maybe there's only so much that you can do, perhaps, with the supernatural, etc. But so this brings us to our Ask an Idiot question here, guys. So just first of all, for horror movies in general, are they sort of getting a bit tiresome in the type of horror movies that they're putting out there lately? And then another part of that question is there some type of horror elements in a movie that maybe it might be a bit more original, something that you would like to see in a horror movie that really, in your opinion anyway, would be horrifying in whatever respect? I mean, you can give it
the scariest thing I can imagine would be Taylor Swift puts out a new album and it flops, because that would be like everything I've ever known to believe in is out the window. Like, your world is upside down.
Right.
When Taylor doesn't have the power anymore, we're all powerless. Like, that is horrifying.
The NFL producer is like, the director's like, get that fucking camera off of her. What the hell are you doing? Yeah. Whisk her out of the booth.
That's a world I don't want to live in.
Yeah. Dean, you're dying to tell us about the Exorcist. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I did. I am just confirming that The Exorcist 3 was screenplay and directed by Peter Blatty, or Peter Blatty, who did write the original book.
Okay, very good. And like I said, it was a good movie. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. Okay, so in all seriousness, so again, are current horror movies a bit tiresome? Is there any that you even look forward to seeing, or that you've seen lately? It's like, And then what would you like to see in a new idea horror type movie? So Dean, go ahead.
I think horror movies, just like any genre, has only so many certain kind of plots you can do. And then you just kind of work and play with the formula, play with the players and ideas of the movie. Just like regular movies now are kind of retreading different movies from the past or different ideas. It's the same as that. I don't have much of a problem with that as long as it's good. if you do it well, I don't care where the idea of the story comes from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it should, just because they've already done this. The Exorcist is a scary fucking movie. The Exorcist is a good movie. Why wouldn't you try to continue that story or tell a different way of that story? If you can do it well, yeah, do it.
Okay. Any type of horror that would frighten you, that you would want to see?
I don't really get scared at scary movies anymore. But I guess, I don't watch a lot of them, so I guess I don't know if that might not be too fair to say, because I don't watch a whole lot of them.
We're out of beer is a pretty scary concept.
That is frightening. That's just a frightening sentence in general.
It is.
Really.
I didn't even like saying it.
Right. It's like saying, don't touch Nick's dick. I hear that and I shudder. I shudder to think.
It's okay, buddy. He didn't mean it. He said what he just imagined.
Yeah. No. It's not a good thing when I hear that.
No.
Nick, what do you think? Horror movies? Go ahead.
I think the scariest concepts, at least, are ones like you mentioned with The Exorcist. Things that are not fully understood, things that are well out of your control. So the idea of being possessed by some demonic spirit or Satan or something that you just have no power over.
It's slightly reality-based, right?
Yeah, things that you feel like you're in a realistic setting. So something like a possession, something like the ill-intentioned life aliens or something like that. I know a lot of those, it's hit or miss with your Paranormal Activities, which is kind of like the Blair Witch formula, but it's based off of, you don't understand what's going on, or things like that tend to give you a little bit more of that where it's believable, it's in a believable setting. But I don't know. I've never been big on horror movies. I don't know if it's just because I didn't grow up watching them. Every once in a while, one will get a lot of hype that apparently this is the big one and this is the next, it's getting good reviews and it's creepy. So I'll go watch it and I'm always underwhelmed. I'm just always there's nothing that really, for example, and this is not even a horror movie, but one of the movies that definitely creeped me out the first time I saw it, up until the end, I wish they wouldn't have shown it, but Signs was creepy a little bit. It was eerie. I like things like that. They're not necessarily murder, gore, things like that, but just things you can't explain, things that kind of make you feel unsettled. There was also a movie that came out in I want to say it was 2007 or something like that. It was called The Descent, and I don't know that it did that well or it's that popular, but it was these group of these women. They were cave divers, right? They were going down into these caverns and caves, and there was something down, they got stuck down there, and it's dark, and there were these things down there. You didn't really know what they were, but they made this eerie sound that you had never heard before, and they were just, that was a creepy movie. Things like that are just kind of, I don't know. Like I said, it's rare that I find. I don't really watch, like you said, Dean, same as you. I don't watch a ton of them, so maybe I don't really know. But definitely when Blair Witch first was coming out, that was a big deal before all that came out of it. But the idea that it could be real, that this was actual footage, that's what really grabbed people. And to watch it under the pretense of thinking that this is footage of something that happened, that you're seeing it before your eyes and you can't explain this shit. Nobody really knows how it's happening, what's going on. That's creepy. So stuff like that, I think that's the key, right? At least for me. Things that are believable scenarios, believable situations, and that could happen to anybody. That stuff's kind of creepy. But at the same time, it's rare that I see a scary movie that I'm like, ooh, that's, it's scary. Or even a lot of the classic horror movies and things like that. I don't know that people, maybe some people do, but I don't know that they're necessarily scary as much as the characters are cool looking or interesting, whether it's your Jason or Freddy or Michael Myers or, Pumpkinhead's one of my favorite horror movies. It is my favorite horror movie of all time. Not because it ever scared me, but just the monster was so fucking cool. That was really all it was.
You resemble with the Pumpkinhead.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, it's, yeah. But, Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said though, I don't really watch a ton of them. So, but Brian, I would say of the three of us, you are probably the biggest horror aficionado. So,
And horror.
what say you? What are good ones?
Did you guys ever see Mannequin 2?
Mannequin 2.
Yeah, that shit was scary. Like,
Yeah,
you take
it was
Andrew
terrible.
McCarthy out of it, you're like,
Terrible.
that's frightening.
Terrible. They did have like a horror movie, sort of, Tourist Trap, by the way, so they made people into mannequins. That was kind of creepy.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? We're kind of not. I don't know. It's a little, again, not scary necessarily, but unsettling. Like The Hills Have Eyes, Wrong Turn before they started making a ton of them straight to DVD. But Wrong Turn was good. The first one with Eliza Dushku or whatever, and the Hills Have Eyes movies were pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. So before I go into what I think about new movies, is there any type of horror elements, Nick, that you would like to see? Like, what would scare you in a horror movie? If you could write a horror movie, what are the elements that would terrify you personally?
I would say it would be a kind of, you start with the base of a Wrong Turn. You're like in West Virginia, and then like you have no Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
that's horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what the fucking kind of people are in West Virginia? Like, that's fucking gross. Like, that would just be awful.
You know what would be a cool premise? Kind of like that, but you remember the episode, it was maybe the parking lot or whatever from Seinfeld, where the whole episode took place in a parking garage where they couldn't find their car?
Couldn't find a car, yep.
You could do that and just do, like, literally, the movie is about, like, the premise of the movie is about a 3-hour, 4-hour, whatever, that you're lost in that deck. And whatever bad guy monster, whatever you want to do, put it in there. But like, that's that realism that like anybody can picture them not finding their car and kind of being in that. And they go up and down, maybe 5-6 levels. So like all of them look the same, and you can't remember where what number where you parked. So you're going up and down everything, and it looks the same. You get lost. That could be something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you out on a nice sunny day, you're getting some fresh air, you're taking a ride or something, and then like before you know it, your legs start cramping up, and oh shit, you've gone too far. You're too far out. You're like on a bicycle. You're having a leg cramp, and then what your hero of the story? The power of electricity. An electric bike. You get to fall back on the safety of your electric bike, and where would you find one of those but our good friends at RPM Bike Shop? That's right. They're located right close to here, Carrollton, Ohio. They have the finest selection of electric bikes to offer you so that you don't get stuck in a creepy situation. That's right. All you got to do, if you don't believe me, go check them out for yourself. If you dare, go check them out on Facebook. Just search RPM Bike Shop or go to their website, rpmbikeshop.com, or pick up the old phone and give them a call, 330-808-7792 today. Don't leave yourself stranded in a spooky situation. Get yourself an electric bike from our friends at RPM Bike Shop today.
Very good. Excellent. I would have had one, Dean. Maybe we write this one for Nick specifically. So it's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Maple Leafs are in it. It's a tie score.
I'm getting scared. I'm like honestly nervous in my core of the core of my bones. Just using it. Okay, yes.
It's a tie score.
I'm anxious. You got me.
And who's your favorite player?
Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews. Sorry. So time is running out. So as
knee goes out.
The last second, no.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Nope. Austin Matthews hits a shot. It looks like it's going toward the net. No time left. The TV goes out.
It's not real, but I'm so invested. Oh my God.
You have and Nick there's no, he tries to check his phone, not working.
Power goes out.
Yeah, you just can't.
Everything's down.
Right. And the date.
It's happening in real time, but I can't know. I just can't. I don't know.
And days stretch into weeks. And he's still trying to figure out, did they win? Did they not win? He's asking people. No one knows. It's not in the paper. Can't get a paper.
Oh, my God.
He just does not know what happened, and he's trying to find out, did they win? Was it a tie? Was it overtime? Did they lose?
Have all my wildest
What
dreams come true? Am I
happens?
taking a bath with a toaster? What is happening?
And
Which
no
way
one
does it
knows.
go?
Oh,
No one knows.
I got the twist.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, like he's at his wit's end. He needs to find out. He doesn't know, and it's just driving him mad. The closest to insanity a man can come. And and finally, all of a sudden, it fades to black. Like the screen fades to black. And you find out none of it's been real. He's did the erotic autoerotic asphyxiation where he's jerking himself off while choking himself.
That's it. Just
And
find
that
him
was
in the
his
closet.
last. That was his dying thing. Was that image of the Stanley Cup? And you find out it didn't happen and it won't happen.
And I just needed
it.
a half
There
a
you go.
second more to get off, but instead,
That's
you
right.
just don't know.
That's right. And you
Yep.
just
Yep.
and you just the screen pulls out and you're just there hanging from the
That's it.
from the
That's really
leather
good. I mean,
strap.
I don't know who would
Hey,
watch
write
that,
this
but
down.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. And with a little puddle of cumsy right there in front of him.
Nick's personal mindfuck screenplay. There you go.
There you go.
Whoa.
So from a current horror movie perspective, there's not a lot. I don't really remember the last horror movie that I watched. And I was like, that was good. I honestly, I just do not remember. Like I said, Smile was creepy. It wasn't phenomenal. It was sort of, it wasn't quite sure where they were going with it. But once you understood the premise, I'm like, okay. Yeah, like I said, it's difficult to come
Isn't
with a
it
new
the
idea.
very similar premise to The Ring?
No.
No? Okay.
Well, you know what? In some respects, there is some elements.
Right.
Because
Okay.
you pass on a curse type deal. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then in so many days, whatever. Yeah.
Right. As far as what is frightening, like you mentioned it already, is the elements of where you could actually picture yourself in that situation. You're not going to fight, like you say, you're not going to fight Jason, you're not going to fight Freddy Krueger and stuff. No, that's just
Right.
not
Not
reality.
successfully or not.
No, you sure?
No.
Get your head punched off.
I look for the same idea in porn. Like, if I see somebody with a real small dick, going at it, I'm like, I can't comprehend. This doesn't work for me.
Right.
This isn't real.
Come on. I need somebody I can relate to. Like, I could be there plugging away.
Give me Shane Diesel so I feel like this could happen to me.
No, but true horror for me really is like is if all of a sudden you were alone, feeling alone. So maybe it's something to where
That's all. He can just end the sentence. That's it. Just alone.
That's right. No, but like maybe you'd be in your normal life, and they've done plays on this type of thing. There's been different. I think it's even like Twilight Zone type series, and they've done some similar type of things. But if you were just in your world, and all of a sudden no one knew who you were, and you were just alone, and you were just stuck, right? Mm-hmm. So the horror of that to awesome. Where. But you would see like there's your kids. I mean, there's your family. They don't know,
and nobody talks to you.
They talk to you, but they don't know who you are. You're all of a sudden you don't
awesome.
exist.
So they don't ask you for anything.
Holy shit! This is a horror movie. I mean,
true story. True story. Yeah. When I went off camera and Dean was talking about Ric Flair in segment number 1. I had to leave to go upstairs to clean up dog vomit because apparently nobody else in the house can do that but me. So they came down to recruit me. But in a world where if I'm a stranger, they're not going to ask me to do that shit.
No.
They're going to figure something else out.
They're just going to buy toys in their basement.
That's right.
That's right. Leave me with my toys.
That's right. That, or maybe you go back in time, and maybe you find a way to go back in time, but then you wind up having to relive some of the most terrible points of your life where you just can't get out of it. You think maybe there's something cool about going back in time to relive your life.
Okay, Dean, I'll do a podcast with you.
No. Yeah.
Or
real life is horror.
Like a lady, like an old lady, like a Slimmer or Slither, whatever that movie was, where she puts a curse on you. Mm-hmm. And now you go back like Quantum Leap style, and you are repeatedly going back into like family members during sex. And like you have to just repeatedly fuck your grandmother or your mother or, you know what I mean? Just these awful situations. There's a horror movie.
Sure. Yep. Not as good as the first idea, but yeah. Yep.
You have to come back as Brian's sock at one point.
Sure. Some might like that. Yeah.
Some might pay
I've
good
never
money.
been so hard in my life, literally.
Yeah, like stepping on you all day and get my odor all around you all the time. Yep.
Brian,
There you have it.
we're talking about your jerk sock.
No, I understand.
Oh, okay. He got confused. He was like, it's a smelly sock. Or Brian just admitted that he jerks off into a sock and then puts it back on his foot. It's all squishy.
Who needs steel-toed boots when I can put on these socks on my feet?
That's right. Yep, it's good for
It's like
calluses.
I'm floating on air.
Yep. All right, so the biggest horror is real life stuff. That's it. The true horrors of life that's what scares me the most.
You might argue segment number 2 of this podcast this week.
Exactly. I can't get out of it.
They won't stop talking about jerking off. Stop it.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, did you like that video? You know you did, and we know you did. So stop screwing around and go like that video, subscribe to our channel, and join us for some more.
It'd be just a smaller. Obviously, I don't have tons of space inside, but it'd be enough to, we can still watch movies inside. Whoever's interested.
You're talking about the house or your head?
Inside the house.
Okay, because there's not a lot of space up there either.
That's correct. Yeah. That's correct. That's right.
I really got him good.
Very good. Very good.
You should have seen your face, Brian. Oh my god!
He knew when he got
so faced. Oh my god!
The champion of you and stuff.
Yep. That's right.